Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this reading, I'm using the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. Alright, so let's start with the first card. So this card is Monday and Tuesday. And we've got 10 of Pentacles. So we're off to a really good start. 10 of Pentacles indicates that there's going to be a lot of, or should I say, you're going to enjoy interacting with people a lot at the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday is a good time to be sociable, to interact with people, particularly in regards to business and money. So maybe making particular business deals or alliances, getting together with people to work on, projects, creative projects or business projects. It's going to be a good time for money-making opportunities, though. So it's a good time for networking. Yeah, it's just a good time for money-making opportunities. Now, I'm going to come back to this card because I feel like there's much more that I want to say about it. But for now, I'm going to move on to the next card, which is going to represent Wednesday and Thursday, so the middle of the week. And here we have the World. Now, this is exciting. I feel like the World, especially being kind of the center card, I think it's indicative of some really awesome opportunities coming up this week. So whenever I see the World, I always think of that phrase or that saying, the world is your oyster. And to me, the message is that the only limits that you have this week are the limits in your mind. So it's really important to be open to this idea that that there's lots of opportunities and that achieving your dreams is easy and making the right connections will be easy for you, and recognizing, opportunities when you see it. So I think that's an important aspect of this week is being open, but also kind of keeping the faith or keeping the belief that things are working out in your favor, things are going your way, or that things are going in the direction that they need to, and the opportunities that you need are going to present themselves in the right time. And then when we get to the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got 5 of Pentacles, which is funny because this has a very different energy than the first 2 cards. So it feels like we're starting off the week really strong. We've got, we're making connections here. And then with the World, to me, that just represents, some amazing things happening, possibly even some breakthroughs and some big opportunities. And then when we get to the end of the week, there's this different energy. And to me, this is almost like a worry energy, or a feeling like you're not part of the group. So feeling like you're not included in things, or feeling poor. And this could be feeling poor financially, so feeling like you don't have enough resources, but it could also be that feeling of other kinds of poverty. So you might feel kind of like you're not being included in some kind of social gathering or something like that, or you just don't feel like you're part of a group that you want to be a part of. So whenever the 5 of Pentacles comes up, I feel like this is, actually it has a couple different meanings, so I'll say both of them. So I feel like it's a sign that you're feeling like you're on the outside looking in. So it's kind of a message or an indication that you need to start taking better care of yourself. And you need to recognize the support and the resources that you do have. So sometimes 5 of Pentacles can come up for us when we're taking certain things for granted, or more likely is we're not seeing the support that is there for us. So, you might be feeling lonely or kind of out in the cold, or like you're having to do everything on your own and it's so hard. And meanwhile, maybe you have really supportive friends or family that are there for you, that you're just not acknowledging or seeing, or you're maybe not choosing to draw on those resources or to ask for help. So it's more of sort of a self-inflicted kind of loneliness, or that feeling of being outcast. I also, when I look at this particular card, the two mermaids there are shivering, like they're really, really cold, and they've got their arms around themselves, and then there's snow. So let's just think about what that might mean for us. So I think of that phrase, like out in the cold, but there's a chilliness with this card. So the challenge this weekend, I feel, is to bring in warmth to your life. So think about how you can bring in more warmth, more, and I mean that is, emotional warmth. It could be physical warmth, but I feel like it's more about emotional warmth. So what kinds of things can you do to warm up your life? So when I ask myself that question, I think maybe reaching out to friends, particularly friends I haven't talked to or seen in a while, maybe even hosting like a dinner party or some kind of, afternoon tea or something with friends. It might even mean letting people that I know, that are close to me, how much I appreciate them. And I also think of doing like comfort things, like maybe making some muffins or like snuggling on the couch with a good book or a good movie, or just looking for more physical affection in my life. Those are kind of the things that pop into my head. So now I want to briefly come back to the first two cards because I feel like I really rushed through them, especially the first one. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. So the first card, the Ten of Pentacles, which represents Monday and Tuesday, like I said, it's about, business dealings, being successful financially, and, money-making opportunities. I particularly see this card as an opportunity to share your gifts with someone, or with, more than one person, in a way that helps you earn money, so helps you earn a living. I also see the challenge of this card is to do with authenticity. So being authentic in a business sense. So in the work that you do, whether you're self-employed, whether you have a job, or even whether you're just doing like volunteer work or whatever it is that you're doing, the challenge this week is to be totally authentic and let the parts of yourself show through your work. So I think there's always a fear for many of us that if we act, if we show who we really are, or if we're authentic and let some of our, unique personality come through, that people might reject us, or that we might have a hard time making money or being successful in the work that we do. So the challenge here is to be a little more authentic than we are normally comfortable with. And you might find that, in fact, that helps you make alliances with people. That helps you attract the right people and connect and bond with people on a more deeper level than you're used to. And then moving over to the world, I still feel like there's something I want to say about this card. I just feel like it has a very magical, almost kind of transformative energy to it. And I feel like for many of us, we're going to be transcending, I want to say old patterns, but I'm saying this because the world is about completion. It is, one of the last cards in the deck, and I feel like this is about completing something. So completing some kind of task, some kind of challenge. It's not completing like a physical thing, like a project or something, in the material world. This is something that you may not even be aware of. So it might be like a soul lesson or some kind of thing that you're sort of working on, and you finally kind of complete that. You finally figure things out, and you're able to put that lesson to rest, if that makes sense. So that has been your weekly tarot card reading. My name is Kate. I'm from dailytarotgirl.com, and thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to share your own observations or interpretations in the comments below.